voice. Questions?
Given how things went in Oregon, how important is it, especially, or how tough is it that you have a team like Utah coming in here this first game this weekend?
Real tough. You know, they're the deepest team in our league, and might be one of the biggest teams in our league. You know, they can put 2, maybe 3 7-footers that they can rotate. So they're big and they're deep and talented and very confident. So it's not easy coming home. It's very similar to what we had coming home for Stanford, but even a team that's had more success than Stanford. So, you know, hopefully we're just better. You know, having the experience of without Tony. Hopefully we can get him back to some level in these 2 home games. We don't know yet. He's still day to day. He's going to do more today. So we're looking forward to see how he does today and how he progresses throughout the week. But obviously need him. I thought he was coming off his 3 best games of his career, and then going to Oregon. We thought that's where we could exploit Oregon and Oregon State a little bit, was inside. And you know, we tried doing that, but that's not fair to Tom. You know, in his first couple starts, you know, he got a lot out of what he's doing, but he'll get to that point. You know, Tony's in his 3rd year, so he's a little bit more familiar with how to do that, and so that makes it tough because you got to find more ways of scoring, and this team's had its challenges of finding ways of scoring, and then we run into an Oregon team that, you know, just made absolutely everything, so that didn't help either.
How do you get their minds right facing a team that beat you guys with 32 points?
Yeah, well, we actually talked to them about, you know, we're not guaranteed to be able to play Kentucky again. We got the guarantee of playing Utah again, you know, so you've got an opportunity now playing a home game. That doesn't mean that equates to a win, but there is a difference of playing here and playing in Salt Lake City, and we've got to do a good job of making sure the guys have a great mindset. We had a great practice yesterday. Their mindset has been very good. You know, we're still trying to get guys healthy on a team that's not real deep. The health is the biggest issue, and then what you're alluding to is kind of the mind. You know, so we're dealing with physical health, and we're dealing with the mental side of it as well. So there's a lot going on, but as we've told our guys, that adversity is how we become the team and people that we want to become, and how we handle it. And they have fought. They're doing everything we're asking to them effort-wise, but you know what? We got to ask for more. We got to ask more as coaches of what we do and how we prepare, and we've got to ask more from the team. And we're going to need that this weekend because these are 2 really good teams coming in here. You know, Colorado's beat up a little bit like we are. They're probably getting back healthy, but Utah's been healthy for most of the year, and you know, top 15 team. So that's a daunting task. We're going to have to play well.
If Tony were to be able to play, where's the biggest concern given that with his back? Is it posting up, or is it?
Well, my biggest concern would be telling you that he's had about 8 to 10 days off. So my biggest concern with Tony would be conditioning. You know, but he looks good. He doesn't look like, you know, he's picked up weight or any of those things. It's just, it's different when you haven't been on the court. So that would be my biggest concern. But I haven't spoke to the doctors today, but I think he's getting much more comfortable in a lot of the areas that they've been concerned about, and he's shown progression. He stayed home for the whole trip, so each day he's gotten better, and today he's supposed to be cleared to do some non-contact stuff. So tomorrow will be a big day to see how he comes through having a practice where he's at least been able to go through some things even though it's no contact.
If Tony's a little limited moving forward, do you want to start designing things inside a bit more for Kavan?
Well, we will. You know, Kavan's a unique individual in that he does his best when he's playing off of everybody. When you go to him in certain games, I don't think in certain areas, I don't think he normally looks as good as he does when he's playing off of people. When people can create for him and he gets to slide and do the things that he likes to do, whether it be offensive rebound, whether it gets a short corner, we will post him, though. There's no question that we've got to post him and we got to get him the ball a little bit more at the pinch post area. And I think you'll see him bring it up. You know, I do think you'll start seeing him as a way for us to give Bryce a little bit of, if a little bit of a blow is even capable for him this year, we got to get him off the ball some so that he can use his ability of cutting without the balls because he's so good at that. So that'll give our offense a little bit different look too, and I think you could see Kavan bringing the ball up some.
With the slump Isaac's going through, has there been any thought of bringing him off the bench or changing anything with how you work?
You know, we just got to be patient with him, and we've told him that, of how much we believe in him, and we're trying to relieve as much pressure as we can with him and tell him just to be who he is and tell him how much we believe in him, because none of that's changed. You know, it's just players go through that. And I try to tell him about whether it's my experience as a player or other players that I've coached or even played with, that you go through times like this where the thing just won't go in. So find other ways. Get to the free throw line. Get out on the break and get layups in transition. Be that defender that gets deflections or takes a charge or gets 6-7 rebounds in a game. There's so many other ways that you can control a basketball game other than just shooting. But he's such a conscientious kid, and that's what you like about him. He wants to do well, and that's why we believe in him. If he didn't care, it'd be a whole different thing. But Isaac's like a lot of our guys. They just care so deeply, but sometimes it compounds it when you're overanalyzing things. And hopefully he can just free himself up. He had a tremendous practice yesterday. He just needs to kind of free himself up and just play. And when he does that, he's really good.
You know, there's not a lot of flexibility personnel-wise. So how do you take the pressure off of him?
Spent a lot of time communicating with him. Spent a lot of time in film, showing him things that when he's been really successful and when he's had good moments of play, to whether it's driving the basketball, playing the defensive end, rebounding and going, making the right decision making, showing him positive stuff so he can see it, and then continue to challenge him, just like we would challenge, all the guys of, we talk about all the time. You got to kind of etch a sketch, the old etch a sketch. When things aren't good, you kind of shake that thing up and start over, and that he's got to get beyond playing poorly and just. It's over. Get on to the next play, get on to the next game. His role's not going to change. He's going to be on the floor a long time. We believe in him. We're going to go to him. And we need him to perform well, just like we need all those guys to perform well. So it's not just pressure on him. There's a lot of pressure on a lot of them.
After seeing Thomas in that starting role, what does he most need to improve on?
I think what you'll see him as he gets used to the physicality of really taking the next step of him being physical first. I think you'll see him go to a whole other level. He's got a great skill set. He runs adequately right now. He'll continue to run better, but he's very strong and physical. If you ask our guys, the one guy they don't want to bang into in practice, it's Thomas. And so we're trying to convince him, make sure the opponents are saying that same thing too. And right now he's going away from contact, and contact's hitting him, and it's getting him off balance. And I think once he figures that out, to go make contact first, whether that's in a post-up, whether that's in his post move, whether that's in handling the ball, I think you'll see Thomas go to a whole nother level, because he can score the ball. He's the one guy, I think, this year in particular off the bench that, he could be a 7-8 point game scorer for us here in his freshman year. I hope, and I think his point production will go up here as the year goes on.
Aside from just their size, what is it that Utah's big men do particularly well?
Well, they all run the floor very well. They're strong and physical. They've got a really good skill set, so you have to guard them. And in guarding them, that frees up a lot of, now that they got leverage back, he can play the 3 and the 4. So he and Reyes can play some 4. Then you got Burkott, who's a very good freshman that comes in for him. I still think Taylor and Wright kind of run that team and make sure they're doing what they need to do. They don't beat themselves. They play extremely hard at both ends of the floor. They scored 24 field goals on us in game 1. 16 of them were on transition and second shots. So we can't give a team like this easy baskets. We have to take transition away. We have to take away second shots. If we do that, I think we can keep in the game and give ourselves a chance. If we don't, if it's like Salt Lake City where they're getting 70% of their points in transition second shots, that's going to be a long day for us.
Wright and his versatility, what kind of challenges does that present?
Well, he can beat you in so many ways. That's what I was talking about earlier about our young players, learning that. He doesn't have to score. He doesn't have to make shots to beat you. He's very athletic. I think, arguably, if he's not the best defending guard in our league, he's right there 1-2. He gets steals, but then if he doesn't get steals, he understands fake trapping. He understands being in the right position at the right time. He comes up with big defensive plays. He's a big guard that can rebound. So he can beat you by getting 3-4 steals a game, 5-6 deflections a game, and 7-8 rebounds a game, and not score double figures. And he can still have a tremendous impact on the game. And there are a lot of players in our league that you can say that about, and I think that's what makes him special.
With Jonah cleared to practice, what does that mean for you guys, and what's kind of the arc for him?
Well, we haven't talked about that, but we didn't have Juana much in December. We gave him a lot of time off to concentrate academically, and so we didn't have him much in December. So you're down with him, you're down with Jonah. now you've got both Juana and Jonah practicing. So if we can get the regulars now back healthy, yesterday was about as full boat as we've been in 3 months, and that helped us because we were able to be very competitive in practice. If you're not real competitive in practice, it's hard to keep getting better. And yesterday we saw that, and hopefully today we're going to be, healthy enough that we'll be able to do that as well. I'm not sure, but Norman's a little sick, so don't know if he'll go today. So we just got to get everybody back healthy so that now that we got Jonah, that makes a big difference because he's a big guard, or he can play our stretch four and really do a lot of things helping both bigs and guards.
Is Norman at the flu?
I hope not. I'm waiting, but I'm not sure if he'll practice today. So, something else. Got to deal with it.
Norman's been banged up this year.
I know. Thank you. Appreciate it. Well, he's had 2 dislocated fingers on his shooting hand, but that's